Well, tomorrow, students, teachers, and staff at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School will return to campus for the first time since a deadly shooting nearly 3 months ago. Students have not been inside the building since a gunman entered the school on October 24th and killed a teacher and a classmate. 7 others were hurt in the attack. Students have been learning virtually since November as the district made repairs and upgrades to the school. Tomorrow, they'll return to extra safety measures.
On the outside, you will see St. Louis police around a little bit more. Inside the building, we're going to have more security officers, and we're going to have some who are armed, some who are not.
15 to 20 therapists will be available to support students and staff tomorrow. Therapy dogs will also be on hand. Students who are not comfortable to return can continue to learn virtually. As Central VPA students return, lawmakers in Jefferson City are once again trying to pass a red flag law, something top Republicans at the State House have refused to entertain. Our Laura Barczeski is live outside CVPA tonight with reaction from both sides of the aisle.
Mike, the bill's champion hopes this law would prevent this type of shooting from happening ever again. But Republicans tell me a red flag law would take people's rights away. As the Central Visual and Performing Arts High School community continues to heal and return to the building after the shooting, State Representative Peter Meredith says he wants to prevent this from happening again with a red flag law.
And the police said, under Missouri laws, we can't do anything. And the parents did their best. They tried to have the gun removed and taken to a neighbor's house, but the kid got it back and the shooting happened. And that's just a failure of our laws here in Missouri.
Meredith says the law he is proposing is similar to one passed in Florida and would allow someone to report a person who has a gun to police if they believe the gun owner is a threat to themselves or someone else.
They have to get essentially like a warrant from the court where a judge signs off and says, yes, you meet these standards to take the gun. The person's also entitled the very next business day to a hearing if they want to contest that and get their guns back.
Representative Tony Lavasco says he is against red flag laws and believes if passed, it would take rights away from Missourians.
It's one thing to have the discussion about who can be a prohibited possessor and who is legally able to have a weapon. It's another thing to say that simply based on an accusation or an assumption that someone has committed harm, that we're going to take their property. I wouldn't support that for any other kind of property. Why would I support it for guns?
Lavasco says instead of a red flag law, he'd like to see the state put money into school security.
Obviously we provide lots of money to schools, to parks, to all kinds of public buildings, but we don't necessarily look at security as a separate line item to be looked at and analyzed. To me, if we're not going through and actually following up to make sure that our buildings and our people are safe, I think that's the biggest problem that we've got here.
Now, Meredith hopes to get this bill assigned to a committee and hopefully then schedule a hearing. But Lavasco says the Republican supermajority, their minds haven't really changed at all since last year, and they're very heavily opposed to it. Reporting in St. Louis, Laura Barczeski, 5 on your side.